Today, how to make beans in an Instant Pot. Really simple thing to do, and I'll tell you what, buying dry beans is a whole lot cheaper than buying canned beans. There's a lot less sodium in them, and they taste better once you're done with them. Really simple. I don't even measure, okay? Today we're gonna make 1 cup of beans, which 1 cup of dry beans comes out to about 2.5, maybe 3 cups of cooked beans, which is roughly a can, maybe a little bit less. But anyway, I have some water. Fill it about halfway or so. I just went to about here. Yeah, to about right there. Okay, just a couple inches of water. You want to cover the beans and then some is basically what you're after. Don't get too crazy about it, but the more water you put in, the longer it'll take your Instant Pot to heat up. So that is something important to know. Use 1 cup of dried black beans. Now, these are dried black beans. Dried pinto beans will take a little bit different time. Dried kidney beans take a little bit different time. Every bean's a little bit different, and sometimes it's down to personal preference, you know, whatever you like it to be. In other words, some people like their beans a little softer than others. Okay, we got our beans, we got our water. In the Instant Pot it goes. On goes the lid. Make sure it sings to you. If it doesn't sing to you, the lid is not secured. Make sure it is not on vent. I just put mine to vent to show you. You want to make sure this can pressurize, okay? We are going to be using the pressure setting. Okay, speaking of, we're gonna hit pressure cook, and we're gonna set this to, I find 36 minutes works really well for my beans. I do not want it to keep warm afterwards, so I'm gonna shut that off, and I'm gonna hit start. At this point, there's nothing else to do but wait. Because here's what's gonna happen. The pressure has to build up in here, so it's gonna start heating and pressurizing. You might hear a little bit of a hiss come out of the little thingamadoo back here, but what'll happen is once the pressure is set, it will start the countdown timer. Now, I do 36 minutes for black beans. I tend to do about 30 to 32 minutes for chickpeas. I tend to do more like 34 minutes for pintos. Yes, that extra minute or two does make a difference. I just try not to overcook them is basically the gist. What I will do sometimes though is make up 2 cups of beans at a time and use them throughout the week. They do last in the fridge for quite some time. And now, just walk away. Walk away, go find something else to do, basically. And we'll come back when this is ready. All right, so the timer has gone off. It'll beep at you when it's done. And now what you wanna do is let it sit for like maybe 10 minutes. That's about how long I did. They call that a natural release. Believe it or not, that's really what they call it. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna cover this with a towel so I don't get sprayed in the face, and I'm going to release the rest of the pressure. Now, doing the natural release allows them to cook a little bit more. I don't always do it that long, sometimes just a couple of minutes. I haven't noticed that much difference, to be honest, and you can probably hear that little bit of a hiss. That is just the rest of the pressure being released. As soon as it's done, you'll hear a little click. That's actually the little button falling back in, denoting that you can now open your Instant Pot. And there it is. So, now that that's done, we can open it up and just get some of the liquid off of there. Set it on the side just like that. Did you know that that's what those little tabs were for? That you can stick them in the handles and it holds it up? I thought that was the coolest thing. And now what you want to do is strain this out. So I'm just going to take this to the sink and I'm going to strain it out. You do want gloves because this is hot. So I'll be right back. I got my glove and I got my strainer. So I'm just going to pull the pot out, bring it to the sink. I'll be right back. And here we have our perfectly cooked beans ready for any recipe that calls for them. And yes, you can do this with any kind of beans, pretty much. Just watch the numbers. You may have to experiment a little bit. Better to undercook slightly and have to cook a few more minutes than overcook and have mush, though that makes a pretty good hummus. And yes, you can make hummus using almost any kind of bean. But that's another video. What do you do with these once they're done? Well, I put them in a container, put them in the fridge, use them throughout the week, throw them on salads, use them in stir fries, all sorts of things. Or if I know I'm making a recipe like we are today, I'll have this much ready and good to go. You can make more, you can make less. The time it takes is about an hour from start to finish. So just prepare for that, but you only have to do it once. You can walk away and that's it. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching and have a great day.